see BPO. What is BPO and what are the types of BPO and what is the outsourcing methods and what are the benefits and risks of BPO in this video. So please stay tuned to this video. So first, what is BPO? BPO means business process outsourcing. So the formal definition of BPO is, this is the formal definition: some companies hire some other companies for some work. So some companies hire some other companies for some work. So that's the key motto of the BPO. So for example, if suppose if a manufacturer company, it can be some phone manufacturer company or it can be some refrigerator manufacturer company, we can consider that company as a X company. They need some raw materials like capacitors, batteries and etc. So what they would do is they would outsource that thing to some other company called Y. So this Y company is called supply chain management company. What they would do is they would get the orders from the main company, which is X company. So if suppose if X company is demanding 1000 capacitors, this Y company, what this Y company would do is this Y company would get this 1000 capacitor from n number of buyers. For example, A is one of those buyer, B is another buyer, A is one of those seller, B is another seller, C is another seller. If suppose A is selling 100 capacitors, B is selling 800 capacitor and C is selling 200 capacitors. So C is selling 100 capacitors. Y company would accumulate all those capacitors and they would give it to the X company. So that management is called supply chain management. So this is one of those example of BPO. So this business process outsourcing, if suppose if some work is needed, that work can be outsourced to some other work, that work would be done by that company on behalf of us. They would get the financial help from the main company. So this is about the BPO in general manner. There are two types of two categories of BPO. One is back office and another category is front office. So these are the two categories of BPO. In back office, they would support accounting, financing, payment related work. In front office, what they would do is they would do technical support and then customer relationship. So if you ask any people about BPO, they would mainly tell about this technical support and customer relationship. They won't be aware about the back office, because there are two types of office in BPO. One is back office and front office. Both are playing crucial role in the development, but front office stands in the upper hand. So because they directly interacts with the end customers and they will try to solve the end customers queries and etc. So front office is more exposed to front office more exposed when compared to back office. So these are the two categories of BPO. And then now we will see the outsourcing types. So outsourcing means some work is outsourced from one company to some other company for some reasons. So there are three categories of outsourcing. The first category is offshore. Offshore outsourcing means, if suppose if we consider two companies, first company is X and second company is Y. This X company is doing some software development, but they are not expertise in software customer support. So what they are trying to do is they are trying to outsource this work to some other company which is in other country. So they are outsourcing customer support work to Y company which is in India, and the software developing company is in Australia. So here some work is outsourced from one company to another company. Both companies are residing at various countries. So that is called offshore outsourcing. And the onshore outsourcing means the scenario is very similar to offshore, but the X company and Y company are in the same country. For example, India. If suppose if X company is developing some software, for that software, then that software needs some technical support, that work is outsourced to some other company called Y. That company also resides in the same country called in our case India. So this is called onshore outsourcing. And the another type is nearshore. Nearshore outsourcing means, if suppose if you are outsourcing some work to some other company which is nearby to your country. For example, if suppose a company is developing some software in India and they are trying to outsource the technical support to some other country which is nearby to India, for example Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, then it is called nearshore outsourcing. So these are the three categories of outsourcing. Now we will see the benefits of outsourcing. So benefits of BPO. Benefits of BPO. So first benefit would be financial benefit. So financial benefit. So both BPO company as well as if that product or software manufacturing, software developing company would benefit from outsourcing. The reason behind that is, if suppose if a software developing company is developing some software, that software needs some technical support. If that company doesn't have, if that company doesn't have any technical support people, then they need to recruit some bunch of technical support, and they need to give training for those people, and then only they can support, they can do technical support. Instead of doing that, they can just outsource that project to some other company. By doing that, they will gain a huge amount, because they can save some tons of amount, rather than training some new people for doing technical support. They can give that work to some other people with less amount. And then second advantage is, second benefit is competitor advantage. So for example, if suppose if you are working in some product manufacturing company, if you are doing some products, if you are manufacturing some products, and if you are delivering those products to some other company, that product manufacturing company also needs some technical support. If suppose if that company outsources that technical support work to some other company, then they can focus more on the core works rather than worrying about the technical support, so that they can be uh, they can stand in front of competitors both in features and both in the product quality. And then higher quality, this is another important thing. If suppose if a product manufacturer company is manufacturing some product, they are very good in manufacturing product, but they are not very good in doing customer support. If they outsource that customer support work to some other company, some other BPO companies, then BPO companies are BPO companies are having expertise in that field, so they would do better support for the customer. So higher quality is maintained both in the uh, higher quality is maintained in customer support. And then now we will see the risks of BPO. So risks of BPO. If suppose if you outsource some work to some other company, there would be some risks. The first risk is security breach. Security breaches. For example, if suppose if you're trusting some company, so and then you are giving your personal data, financial data and other data to that company. If suppose if that company is trusting some other company for technical support, if that BPO company is misusing the data, then there will be some security breaches. They can use those data for doing anything. So that's the security breach and the risks of BPO. And another risk is relationship challenge. So relationship challenge means, if suppose if a product manufacturing company is manufacturing some products with some features, that information need to be communicated with that BPO company. So there should be some constant communication between the BPO and the product manufacturing company. If the communication is lagging, then the relationship between both the companies would lag, and then that BPO company would give less would give less quality customer support for to the customer. So there should be a good relationship between the BPO and the product manufacturing companies. Then only that customer support would be very good uh, when compared to some other factors. So these are the risks of BPO and these are the benefits of BPO. If suppose if you have any other benefits and risk and other things, you can comment those things in the comment section. Thanks for watching this video.